Welcome back. Connections of Melbourne Cup winner Twilight Payment have promised to party the night away, and why wouldn't they? Let's return to Stephanie Anderson. And Steph, they'll certainly be glad that Daniel Andrews reopened the pubs.
I think that's pretty fair to say, yes, Tony. And this one is, I suspect, going to get a fair workout tonight. Already the champagne has been flowing for several hours, but I'm lucky enough to be joined by one of Twilight Payment's most well-known connections, Jerry Ryan. Jerry, in a year that is so extraordinary, how sweet is this victory and that piece of silverware you're holding in your hands?
It's fantastic. It's been a difficult year for Victoria, but one thing about it, the cup is going to stay here in Victorians because Victorians won it, and what a great effort today. Jye McNeil, and hey, we're going to keep this trophy back in this state. This is a victory for Victorians.
And what a special year for it to happen. Now, as I say, these celebrations have already been going for a few hours. I suspect they've got a few more hours, perhaps even days to go, though.
Yes, I've ordered a breakfast menu, and we'll be here watching the sun rise in the morning.
Beautiful. Well, enjoy it, Jerry. Thank you so much for your time. There you go, Tony. You heard it first. They'll be here until at least the sun rises.
And Jerry wasn't joking either, I can tell you that much. Thanks, Steph. Well, Macedon Lodge has become something of a Melbourne Cup dream factory over the years. Braden Ingram is there tonight. Braden, yet another triumph for Lloyd Williams. OK, we might have lost Braden there for the moment. We'll try and come back to him a little later on. But what we can, Anthony Van Dyke has returned to Werribee, as we say. Unfortunately, he needed to be put down. So a very, very sad day for the connections of Anthony Van Dyke. Aidan O'Brien, his heartbreak continues at the Melbourne Cup level. Just some other news which has been coming out of Flemington. It's reportedly that Karen McAvoy has been suspended for a number of meetings and also fined something like $50,000 for overuse of the whip. We'll have more on that a little later on as well. But it has been a remarkable day trackside, especially for jockey Jye McNeil, who claimed his first Melbourne Cup on debut in the big race. Elisa Mewling watched it all unfold.
Not a punter in sight, still Flemington was picture perfect, and nothing would stop our carnival showpiece.
And they're racing in the Melbourne Cup.
A leader from start to finish, Twilight Payment, ridden superbly by jockey Jye McNeil, ran their rivals ragged.
Twilight Payment tries to break their hearts. Tiger Moth wearing him down with the chosen one. It's Twilight Payment. Tiger Moth still trying to get there. Twilight Payment, what a ride, what a win in a cup we'll never forget.
It was more a little bit of pressure on me just to get it right, and thankfully it all came off.
With trainer Joseph O'Brien stuck in Ireland, it was left to travelling foreman Mark Power to collect the winnings.
There could have been 200,000 people up in them stands there today, and you won't get the feeling any better than what it is now.
A handsome payday for lucky punters. Twilight Payment returning $27.20 the win. Runner-up Tiger Moth paid $2.90 the place. Prince of Arran $3.20. The trifecta for 6, 21 and 12 worth a touch over $1,800. And this is where your horse finished in the big race. New Zealander, the chosen one, 4th. Cox Plate winner Sir Dragonet was 6th. Pre-race Fancy Surprise Baby in 13th. Last year's winner Val Declare never really challenged, while Avilius was last. Earlier at Flemington, Luke Nolan took out the first race of the day, but celebrations were short-lived when finance tycoon hurtled towards the fence, and reining him in proved tricky.
Well, when he's tried to tackle it too, which ain't going to work for him.
It capped off an interesting week for the star jockey, who was headbutted by a horse on Friday. Alicia Mewling, 9 News.
The wheeling and dealing will intensify tomorrow morning when the AFL trade period officially kicks off here at Flemington. You were spot on with your weather tip.
Yes, it was very warm and very windy, Tony, and it's going to stay very warm tonight. It's likely to be 23 degrees just after midnight, and that will be tomorrow's maximum. Confused? I'll explain it all after the break. City reached 30.4, making it our warmest Cup day in 51 years. Avalon did even better with a top of 32 degrees. Geelong and Werribee got to 31. It was 29 or 30 elsewhere, but Ferny Creek only made it to 26 despite a very warm night, only dipping to 17. The only downside has been the gusty northerly winds, with most suburbs clocking peak gusts of 40 or 50 kilometres an hour. The northwest corner of the state recorded maximums of 34 degrees. The southwest also climbed into the 30s, but Wilson's Prom stayed quite cool, just 20. And in the far east, Mallacoota only reached 24. The wider picture shows a band of cloud and a cold front heading towards us. And while the cloud will act as a blanket tonight, keeping it very warm right across the state, the front will bring some much colder air, and it'll also send in a few showers. The cool change will hit the southwest corner of Victoria in the early hours of the morning before gradually extending eastwards across the state tomorrow. The cooler southwesterly airflow will stay with us on Thursday, but the showers will clear. And if you're planning your weekend, it'll still be cool and cloudy on Saturday with a few showers about early in the day, but things will pick up on Sunday. The cloud will clear and it'll definitely be the nicest day of the two. Now let's take a look at tomorrow. That front will drag cold air and showers across the state, reaching the far east in the evening. So that'll be the warmest part of the state, with Orbost heading for 29 degrees. But the southwest will be hit with the cold air first. So maximums there will only be in the teens. 17 for Hamilton and 18 for Warrnambool. Northern districts will also have longer to warm up, and they'll reach the mid to high 20s. For most parts, showers will be less than 5 millimetres, but alpine regions could get as much as 15, along with parts of East Gippsland, including Orbost. And in Melbourne's northeast, Yarra Glen could get as much as 10 millimetres. But the most interesting things about tomorrow will be the fluctuating temperature. Here's how it's expected to pan out. For the city, it should be around 23 degrees just after midnight tonight, and that will be tomorrow's maximum. The Bureau has told us it'll dip to 20 degrees just after dawn, around 7 a.m. Then it won't get a chance to warm up much more than that before the cool change arrives around midday. And we'll be back to the mid-teens an hour or two after that, and most of the showers will fall from the late morning to the late afternoon. Things will be more straightforward after that. Cool again on Thursday, 15 degrees with a light morning shower. 16 and cloudy on Friday, a morning shower to start the weekend and a top of 15. A sunny Sunday, 20 degrees. Then just like this week, the warmer weather will hit its straps on Monday, 25 degrees and up to 28 on Tuesday. And there's still plenty of warmth left in this Cup day. It'll still be the mid-20s as we head towards midnight. And I'll see you back in the studio tomorrow, Pete.
OK, thank you, Lavinia, and TJ as well. And Melbourne, that's what's news.